A couple of bodies loose on the side, and Vikman gets to his left.
It's Cagnoni with a move. Cagnoni shoots. Cagnoni scores!
This is the year of our draft, and a lot of my buddies as well. So it's pretty exciting.
Obviously, it's in the back of your mind. So it's a big year for all of us 05s.
Players who come to the Western Hockey League obviously are interested in pursuing their hockey careers and going as far in the system as they possibly can, whether that's turning professional or other opportunities that present themselves. But the scholarship program is equally important because it gives the players an opportunity to pursue their academic goals at the same time.
I'm understanding now what the average student has to go through to graduate. The WHL provides or relieves you of that stress to allow you to succeed in the classroom.
Check out the new CHL Pick'em presented by BetRivers. It's simple to play. Log on to the CHL app, click Pick'em, and enter your weekly predictions. Lucky players will win great prizes provided by BetRivers Casino and Sportsbook. Download the CHL app.
Is it time to take your event online? Bring it to IKS Live. We've got a fully customized virtual event platform with remote guest support for your next fundraiser, talk show, conference, performance, and more. IKS Live offers live streaming to Facebook Live and YouTube and pre-recorded capabilities, both in our studio with green screen available and on location with pre-production and post-production services. Visit us at ikslive.ca.
Tough one here tonight for the Moose Jaw Warriors as they fall 7-3 to the Brandon Wheat Kings. Welcome back into the Moose Jaw Event Center. I'm Marc Smith, and we're going through your post-game show. We'll start with the scoring summary. We'll also have 3 stars out-of-town scoreboard and hopefully catch up with Warriors head coach Mark O'Leary to go over tonight's tough loss. One that the Warriors were hoping to get as they sit 3 points away from clinching a playoff spot, but they'll have to wait a little bit longer to move closer to locking up their spot in the WHL playoffs after tonight's 7-3 loss. The game started great for the Moose Jaw Warriors. 1:04 in, Jagger Firkus scores his 30th of the season. That goal, big one, got the momentum going for the Warriors. Just what they needed coming off a loss in Swift Current on Saturday, but it was all Brandon after that in the first period. Nolan Flaman gets his 8th of the year at 7:42. Rylan Orsma gets his 13th of the year at 10:44, then his 14th of the year at 12:14, and Brandon takes a 3-1 lead into the first intermission. They outshoot Moose Jaw 18-7 in that opening period of play. But Warriors start the second period just the way they did the first. Martin Ryasavi, 9th of the season, a beautiful goal, 1:28 into the period, and gets the Warriors back within 1. But it was all Brandon again after that. Nate Danielson's 29th of the year comes at 2:59. That put them back up by 2. Then Ben Thornton, playing in his first game since October, gets a breakaway goal at 5:33, making it 5-2 for Brandon, and they would take a 6-2 lead on Anthony Wilson's 7th of the year at 10:36. The Warriors would cut into the lead, making it a 6-3 game as Jagger Firkus scored a buzzer beater, his 31st of the season, with just 1 second remaining in that second period. And it was 6-3 going into the third, but that was as close as the Warriors would get. Orsma completes the hat trick midway through the third period, his 15th of the season, and that gives Brandon the 7-3 win here tonight at the Moose Jaw Event Center. The Wheat Kings outshooting the Warriors 37-28 in the hockey game. It was 18-7 after the first. Moose Jaw actually outshot Brandon 21-19 over the next 2 periods, but just couldn't find a way to put the puck into the back of the net as they did start each period well, but just couldn't keep that momentum going in the periods. The power plays, Brandon goes 1 for 5 on the night, while Moose Jaw finishes 0 for 3 here with the man advantage. Big night for Orsma. He gets a hat trick. Anthony Wilson had a goal and 2 points. Ben Thornton, Nate Danielson each with a goal and 2 points in the hockey game. For the Warriors, Jagger Furcus, 2 goals and a point and 3 points. Martin Ricehabe, a goal and 2 points. And Braden Yeager with a couple of assists in this loss. So the Warriors fall 7-3, now 35-21, 0-3 on the year. Remain in 4th place in the Eastern Conference. Brandon jumps into 10th place and now within striking distance of a playoff spot. See if this one can build some momentum for the Wheat Kings. They now sit in 10th place and are 3 points out of a playoff spot. So big victory for the Wheat Kings in their playoff hopes here tonight. Let's take a look at the 3 stars of the hockey game. Jagger Furcus is your 3rd star, 2 goals, 3 points in the losing effort for Furcus, and he is your 3rd star of the hockey game. 2nd star, Anthony Wilson, a goal and 3 points on the night. He is your 2nd star. And 1st star, Rylan Orsma, gets the hat trick here in this one. He is your 1st star of the hockey game for the Brandon Wheat Kings. So a big hat trick performance for Orsma here in this one tonight. He takes your 1st star honors. We're still waiting to hear from Warriors head coach Marc O'Leary. We'll take a quick break, take a quick break. We'll come back. We'll have the out-of-town scoreboard and hopefully hear from the head coach next here on IKS Media Warriors Live.
Does this look familiar? Your fans deserve an incredible arena experience. It's time for an upgrade. Stunning graphics. Revenue opportunities are just the beginning with our in-venue display systems and scoring technology. Let us help you find the best solution for your facility. DDG, always delivering the best fan experience.
It's where co-workers gather for team lunches. It's where first dates feel a little less awkward. It's where friends are treated like family. It's the Mad Greek.
Thank you for 20 years of local love and support.
We can't wait for the next 20 years. We love Moose Jaw.
Dine in, take out, or delivery for the best ribs in town. Pizzas, pastas, and authentic Greek cuisine. It's the taste of tradition at the Mad Greek, 925 Main Street North, Moose Jaw.
Welcome back into the Moose Jaw Event Center as we're going over the 7-3 loss for the Moose Jaw, 7-3 loss for the Moose Jaw Warriors to the Brandon Wheat Kings here tonight. Hopefully catching up with Warriors head coach Marc O'Leary down in the Warriors locker room in just a bit. But first, we'll take a look at the out-of-town scoreboard. The Warriors, this is one of 5 games in the WHL tonight. In Saskatoon, the Blades score a big win, 5-2 over the Red Deer Rebels. The Blades getting 3 goals in the second period. Outshooting Red Deer 38-10 in that hockey game. 9 power plays for for Saskatoon on the night in that game. In Medicine Hat, the Tigers have scored twice in the second period. They lead the Winnipeg Ice 4-3 after 2 periods of play, actually late in the second period of that one. So big lead there for Medicine Hat. We'll see if they can stay in front against the top-ranked Winnipeg Ice. Other action in the WHL tonight, the Spokane Chiefs and Kelowna Rockets, they're tied at 1 in that game after the first period, and no score between Vancouver and Prince George. That game midway through the opening period there. So you can get all your scores and updates throughout the night at WHL.ca or the CHL app, and you can also find recaps from all those games at WHL.ca after tonight's action. The Warriors still waiting to hear from head coach Marc O'Leary down in the Warriors locker room as the Warriors looking to find answers after a tough loss here tonight to the Brandon Wheat Kings, falling 7-3 in this one. Warriors head coach Marc O'Leary will be joining us in just a few minutes, but we'll talk a little bit about what's coming up this weekend for the Moose Jaw Warriors. They have a trip up to Saskatoon for a big game against the Blades on Friday night. Then back at home on Saturday against the Prince Albert Raiders, where the Warriors will wear special fan design jerseys for the CHL Leave Your Mark night, sponsored by the Real Canadian Superstore. Those jerseys are currently, you can see them and bid on them right now at thecrushcan.com or head to mjwarriors.ca, and there's a banner right at the top of the page where you can head over and place your bids on those jerseys, which will be up for auction until Monday, and then you can bid on those jerseys to see and get your own of those fan-designed jerseys. Let's head down to the Warriors locker room, where I'm being joined by head coach Marc O'Leary after tonight's game. Coach, before the game, we talked about how you wanted to see execution on not allowing the Brandon Wheat Kings to get in transition and create their offense through the transition game. Obviously, probably not happy with how that played out here tonight.
Well, they came as advertised. We turned over pucks, they transitioned and went the other way and put the puck in the net. We didn't have a good F3. We had no depth, and they created odd man rushes and shot the puck in the net. It's no secret. We're 10 games away from 9 games now away from the playoffs. We know what we need to do. It's just a matter of execution. So real disappointing. And another game, I think, lost just by failed execution of details.
Is it disappointing as well because you had such a good start to the game, get a goal a minute in, get some positive momentum, and also start the second period real well, to not capitalize on those opportunities?
Yeah, I still think we had some guys that were pretty good. We came prepared, ready to compete, ready to to follow details, to execute. So you feel bad for those guys that brought it tonight, were prepared. They wanted to follow the plan, and the other guys that weren't, it was a tough night.
What's the team need to do to bounce back with games against Saskatoon and Prince Albert coming up this weekend?
Manage pucks and check. If we do those two things, we'll be fine.
Awesome. Well, thanks for joining me, Coach, and good luck coming up this weekend.
Thanks.
Thanks to Warriors head coach Marc O'Leary for joining us here tonight after tonight's loss. The Warriors back in action Friday in Saskatoon, and then we'll be back on the air for Saturday's game against the Prince Albert Raiders here at the Hangar in downtown Moose Jaw. You can get tickets for that game at mjwarriors.ca. We'll be on the air for the pregame show starting at 6:45 on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook. Thank you for tuning in tonight here on IKS Media Warriors Live.